This is Rogue Wing, Coraline, or Helen R.D. over at Starship Modeler. Welcome to the workshop. Greetings. Just a little progress update on the Odysseus build. I am in the very slow process of drilling out all of the windows because, as I mentioned in the plan, I do intend to light this one. My weapon of choice is my Dremel stylus with a really small grinding bit in it. I've got it set to the slowest RPMs it'll run at, so that when I'm doing this, it'll cut the plastic rather than melting it. And it's basically, I use the grooves cut in the hull, slowly work the bit back and forth until we punch through. Clean up the little roughage. Do the same thing in the other side of the pair. It's not perfect, but it beats the way I did it with the last one of these I did. Of course, I think with the last one of these I did, they didn't, that would have been a full square, that would have been a larger rectangle. As you can see though, I still have my work cut out for me. So I won't bore you guys with watching me drill out several hundred holes. Stay tuned. Okay, quick little update as the drilling of the windows progresses. We've made it now probably about a third of the way around now, not quite half. There's a lot that needs to be done there. I also discovered something in looking at the schematics and looking at pictures. They didn't put in the running lights on this kit. None of the running lights, at least on the saucer, I haven't taken a close look at the other pieces, but none of the running lights have been molded in. So I am going to have to go ahead and create those, which should be fun. Now, in today's mail, one of my other fix parts came in. I call it fix parts because they fix a serious flaw with the kit. Namely, the kit supplied shuttle versus a much better representation of the speedboat type shuttles found on Voyager. For one thing, this one will actually fit in the shuttle bay. This one really won't. Well, it'll fit, but it's way too big, and like I said in my initial plan of this, that one doesn't really even look like the speedboat type shuttles used on the show. I picked this little guy up from Federation Models. Came in a pack of 3, so I have plenty. It does come with decals, which I may or may not customize depending or given the size of these things. But that's where we're sitting at the moment. And here we are back again. At this point, after probably 2.5 hours of drilling, that's a guesstimate. It's not really based on anything other than a feel for how long it actually took me to do it. But after that time, I've got all the stock windows. Well, I take that back, not quite all. I've still got to do the windows up here. But I've got all the main saucer windows drilled out on the upper hull. Unfortunately, that means I still have a lot of windows to do. So this one is going to take some time. But that's where we're sitting at the moment. Alright, a little quick update as I work here. One of the things Paulbo included in the paragraphic set was templates for the missing windows here and up here. So what I've done is I've taken the template, laid it out along the hull where the windows needed to be. And I took a fine tip Sharpie, drew out on the hull where the windows needed to be, and went in just like I did with these other windows with my Dremel stylus with that ultra-fine grinding tip and just drilled out the windows. Now on this side I'd actually angled the template, so I adjusted my drilling to the more accurate line. I've still got to do that upper section and those two sets of windows in the forward, but we're moving right along. And now the window drilling on the upper hull is now done. Got the windows in here as well as the windows here. Now the paragraphic set does come with frames for these windows, but that's because on the original Voyager kit these windows were not framed in. Here they are, so I'm just going to go ahead and use the kit frames. Next major bit for this part is going to be shaving down all of this and replacing it with the photo-etch. That's going to require some work with the Dremel grinder, but we're getting there. I also need to clean up some of these window holes a little, but that's easily enough accomplished with a little bit of work from the sanding stick. That's the other reason I'm doing this now instead of after I light block the inside. But there we go. Alright, last really quick update, probably for today anyway. So I start knocking things off the workbench. Okay, got the windows drilled in on the bottom of the saucer. I've also gone in and added the holes for the running lights. I also went in, made scans of the decal sheets for the Delta Flyer, the Speedboat Shuttle, and the Aero Shuttle. And I don't know how well this is going to show up, but edited them. Some of these edits are so small you can't read them, to reflect the Odysseus rather than Voyager. In the case of the Delta Flyer, those decals are so small, numbers are so small, this is essentially a spare decal sheet. In the case of the shuttlecraft, you can just barely make out the numbers, but progress is being made. Stay tuned.